with anticipation. Each team with their first game of the season here tonight.
The key now is making sure your season starts with a win. That first dub is a catalyst to the start of your season. Helps you find a rhythm very early.
Now let's take a look at the Nuggets opening lineup. Before in the 5, it's Gordon and Jokic. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. And it's Porter in at the small forward position. Here's Murray. Rebound by the Celtics.
Just enough resistance to force them as barely. That's one he'll generally make.
Here's Tatum. It's hauled in by Gordon. And it's Gordon with the ball. He brings it up for the Denver Nuggets. Brown. Here's Jokic. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's on Porzingis.
And it's a challenge trying to guard Jokic from there. Adept at making you foul him on the way up.
What's great about Jokic, GA, is he can put up MVP numbers, and he's got a little personality to him, doesn't he?
He does. You can tell he just loves life. He loves everything he does, especially when he's on the floor, making his teammates better.
Such a great athlete, an elite athlete. JB is at his best, in my opinion, when he is attacking the rim.
Man, can you always depend on him or what to lead you to the right place with that pass? Money.
Here's Brown. After the Nuggets pick up 2. Porzingis with a screen on Porter. Here's Brown. It's to Porzingis. Outside Tatum. And the layup's good off the glass.
This is how confident Tatum is. Knows he can score inside whenever he wants.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Joe Mazzulla. David.
Now the obvious concern is Nikola Jokic, particularly as a playmaker. Coach told me if Jokic goes off for 40 himself, we can still win if we hold his teammates down. But that's tough when he's hitting those guys in their favorite spots. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Jokic with the bucket.
Boy, is there anything Jokic can't do.
Here's Tatum, and slam dunk by Tatum.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now here's Murray. On the wing, Gordon. Pass to Jokic. Porter in the corner. It's stolen by Brown. Tatum against Porter. Tatum's shot is off. The Nuggets trail by 5. From deep, Jokic. It's rebounded by Porzingis. The Celtics have gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. They get it back. Holiday gets the bucket.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for Denver. Jokic high post. The shot, no good. Nice D from Porzingis. And RJ, the combination of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown winning a title together. That's something else.
There was some small talk going around about breaking them up. Good thing for the Celtic front office, they kept them both. In their first 7 seasons as a duo, they had 5 trips to the conference finals. That is a ridiculous run. Great anticipation from Brown. It's almost like he can read the ball handler's mind.
Murray. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. You'll gladly take those. This is why you lob it Porzingis' way. Great job using his height and length.
Gordon with no one around. And the 3 off target.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
Here's Tatum. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Defensively, they've been a step slow here to start.
And you watch Jason Tatum, year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes.
Now here's Gordon. Hasn't made one yet. And Jokic slams it in.
Oh, that's just too easy for Jokic. This is why defensively you've got to get him away from the basket.
Tatum drives in. And the dunk by Tatum.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
It also allows them to play inside out, which will make them even more difficult to defend.
Holiday surveying the floor. That will count. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. Domination in the first quarter. It's been pretty lopsided. It's the Celtics. And welcome back to the second quarter of action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And a moment now to quickly take a look at the offensive approach for the Celtics.
They've started the game the right way, penetrating the defense and attacking the rim. They're just not settling.
Also, they're getting into the teeth of the defense. Points in the paint, something coaches always love to see.
So out there for the Nuggets right now, sharing the wing spots, it'll be Brown and whoa! Tatum capping off the alley-oop.
Terrific lob, and Tatum takes care of the rest. This is how it's done. Those passes dunk themselves.
For three, Murray, good on the three-point shot. Murray's got 5 points so far.
No, it's just ridiculous. He is just an absolute surgeon when he has the ball. This man is surgical. There is no way to slow him down if he wants to score.
Well, Tatum has so many tricks and so many ways he can try and beat you.
Gordon kicks to Murray. Back to Gordon. Here's Brown. Nothing on the board. To the paint. Just 5 on the clock. Porzingis with the block.
Big-time rejection from Porzingis. You must be careful trying to shoot when he's lurking nearby.
Spins. Tatum a screen. Porzingis passes to Holiday. Porzingis sets the pick for Holiday. And it's off from three-point range. So for the Nuggets, their last game, a loss to the Bulls. Brown, and a miss there on the triple. Boston leading by 12. Now Tatum, he had 25 points last game. Oh, Tatum won't be denied.
Nicely done. They continue to attack inside, and that's 10 points in a row in the paint.
Murray, the pass to Gordon. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Gordon's got his first points of the night. Richard, we've seen how far basketball has evolved from 10 years ago to 5 years ago to now. What is it looking like when you go ahead 5 or 10 years?
I think in 5 to 10 years, we're going to see more and more centers that are just so skilled. Taller players, more Kevin Durant's. You're going to see more Wemby's. You're going to see more Chet Holmgrens because they're not just putting the tall guy underneath the basket. They're giving him the ball and teaching him how to run pick and roll now.
Over to the left wing. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And now the latest from our reporter, David Aldridge.
Kevin, well, like a lockdown corner in football, teams just try to keep the ball away from Jrue Holiday. He says, I feel like they're not afraid of me, but like, okay, get him off the ball. To me, that's respect. I don't need other people telling me how good I am. You can see it by their actions. Kevin?
So true. He can be intimidating, David, and we thank you for that report. Jokic finds Porter. It's good. Porter's got his first points of the game.
That mid-range distance, not a problem for Porter Jr. Such a smooth release.
Here's Tatum. Tatum gets it inside.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Murray down low, guarded by Holiday. And a missed layup. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against Sacramento. And Greg, something that is so important to this team, Jamal Murray's shot creation.
It is, Kevin. He creates so much with the ball or off of it. The work he puts in on offense frees up everything for his teammates. Great competitor who's really a perfect fit with this core.
Hands it from downtown.
And such a sharp shooter from outside the arc. Porter just superb at knowing when to fire from deep.
Brown deciding where to go with it. Down low, it's tipped. Jokic with the steal. Porter with it. Now guarded by Tatum. And stolen by Tatum. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way.
Outstanding D from Tatum. It led to the break.
Denver with the ball. They trail by 14. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. That'll be the first of 4 played at home for them. And we're going to have a jump ball. It's tied up there. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
Quick thinking pays off big. What a block.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. And it's Gordon missing. And here is Brown. 9 points last game out. Pass to Tatum. Brown with a screen on Jokic. Here's Tatum. And he converts the layup. Tatum's got 10 points now just in this quarter.
And obviously his momentum from the last game has carried over here tonight.
He's just riding the wave of momentum right now, getting to his spots and keeping things simple on the offensive side.
What a performance for Jason Tatum. He has been the story. So thank you, David, for that interview. And we'll see you back here after the break for third quarter basketball.
Poor execution for them offensively. Settling for bad shots far too often. Recipe for disaster.
All right, fellas. Let's now take a look at what's to come on the upcoming schedule.
You look at the Celtics. I've always loved when I started the season at home. I'd be eating good. I'd be dominating down low. I'd be picking up that big old dub.
So, Shaq, how many of those Game 1 home openers did you actually win over your career? Thank you for being with us.
Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. You know, guys, Jason Tatum has really been making it happen.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half. And he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
He has been aggressive, getting into the painted area seemingly at will and wreaking absolute havoc on the defense.
They've got Torrey Craig. He's out there with Horford. And it's Pritchard in at the point. And that's the group for Joe Mazzulla as we begin the second half. And now here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best teams from three-point land a year ago. The Celtics second.
Their long-range shooting last year was nothing short of spectacular. I mean, they were absolutely unconscious from the three-point line.
You look at Westbrook's career, he has always been that guy, a triple-double machine who works hard on both sides of the ball night after night.
Pritchard passes to Craig. Here's Hauser. Here's Shireman. They get the rebound.
You just gotta love watching a big man hustle on the glass. This is what his team expects and needs from him.
That's it, and the Celtic lead is cut down to just 10 points with the bucket from Watson.
No settling for an outside shot there. They went right to the hoop.
Here's Shireman. He's covered by Westbrook. Out to the right wing. Here's Pritchard. Bangs home the trifecta. And the Celtics lead by 13.
I tell you what, he came out of that locker room raring to go.
Janshar, the pass to Jordan. First minute and a half of basketball here in the third quarter. 5 to shoot. There's the drive. To the middle. Stolen. And here we go. Tries to keep it alive. Shireman can't hit. The Nuggets trail by 13. Watson for 3. And Shireman pulls it down. The Celtics have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Pritchard passes to Horford. Jordan with some nice D.
Rough start to the second half for them, only getting 1 of the past 4 shots to fall.
To the inside. And that one's good. Shanchar's got his first basket.
Nice feed inside, saw the play develop and hit him right when he needed to.
Pass to Pritchard. The shot's good on the assist by Horford. Pritchard's got a pair of threes now here in the third for Boston. Westbrook dishes to Jordan. Right side Westbrook. The teardrop falls in.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Now, here's Craig. He's guarded closely. 1:49 left here in the third quarter. Jordan with the steal. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Here's Strawther. Goes back up. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
And Jordan doesn't look to score often, but when he does, he goes up strong and attracts the defense.
He hits the second from the line. 1:39 left in the third quarter of the game. Now, here's Craig. No scoring in this one. A three-pointer's right on target.
And guys, there are some you can give that shot to, but let's be clear, he's not one of them. Terrible job there by the D.
Here's Hauser. Off target from three-point range.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
Driving to the basket. Watson's shot is good.
Just outstanding distribution. This is the kind of team chemistry that you love to see.
Pass to Pritchard. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Now, here's a look at the last few months of assist numbers for Jason Tatum.
His passing has been noticeably better in the last few months. You can see it in his assist totals. He's seeing the entire court, spreading the ball around and creating a lot of easy buckets for his teammates.
So Denver ends up going with a whole new group. So Boston ends up going with a new group. 43 seconds left in the third. There's the lob to Brown. Jokic with the steal. And Murray. Here we go. Gordon the pass to Murray. Over Holiday. Porzingis with the block.
And just fast off the floor to challenge shots. Porzingis.
Oh, and slam it down!
Yeah, that.
Oh, did you see that?
I'm speechless.
Oh, man. Jokic finds Gordon. 4 seconds left. And it's Gordon with the finish.
Oh, forget about going for the long-range bomb to cut into that lead. Just take it to the hoop, my friend.
And how? Brilliant throwdown. And so it's the Boston Celtics up by a dozen. Michael Malone moments ago with some words for his play.
Stay positive. Don't get down.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. And Denver will start the fourth quarter with the forwards are Porter Jr. and Gordon to his side. In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. And it's Jokic in at the center, locking down the middle. Tatum on the wing. Shot clock at 6. Brown wide open. He fires. Good, and it's Tatum picking up the assist. Tatum's got 3 assists now in this one. Murray with it. Pass to Jokic from past the arc. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And he drew that call by establishing his base early and then doing a great job with the box out.
He had to know that call was coming. You can't treat another guy like a jungle gym out there.
Brown kicks to Holiday. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. Back to Brown. The kick out to Holiday. With the teardrop. That shot off. Nice D from Porter. And so it's Jokic with the ball. He brings it up for the Nuggets. 15-point game. From the arc. And it's White with the rebound.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
Yeah, that's it right now. He's just in his own head. Not much you can do to try and push through it.
Here's Tatum into the lane. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. It's going to be on Jamal Murray.
When you got a guy that's too big for a guard, he's too quick for a forward, what do you have there? You have Jason Tatum. He is an absolute matchup nightmare.
And finished off by Porter.
Whoa, that'll wake you up.
He is such a great athlete. Brown outside. Holiday, the pass to Tatum. Now Brown. White, wide open. He fired. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Looking to end his cold spell. And Jokic lays it up and in.
He's so skilled on the interior. Jokic plays with so much force and leverage down low.
Inside. And there's Brown. That's good on the assist by Porzingis. And the Celtics lead by 16.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're going to do a much better job of putting a little bit of pressure on him on his way to the hoop.
Murray, no good.
Got to find easier shots when you're already struggling. That's not going to get it.
Jokic with the steal. And a wide open look for Porter. Second chance shot. Pass to Gordon. Back to Porter. Nice pass. Led him to the rack perfectly for the layup.
Just using his size well close to the rim. Porter is outstanding at cashing in from those spots.
Tatum against Murray. Back to Brown. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Murray. On the wing, Porter. Guarded by Holiday. Here's Murray. It's rebounded by Porzingis. Porzingis has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Double team on Holiday. Over in the corner, Brown. Greg, every year we have the Best Teammate Award. What are some of those qualities that you admire in a great teammate?
You know, Kevin, you want guys who make you better and who make it fun to come to work every day. In the end, teammates are like family. So trust, commitment, and just enjoying being with one another, it matters. And there's no doubt about this one. Playing with a lot of confidence tonight. It's a statement victory for the Celtics.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, Kevin, it's always frustrating when you can't throw a rock on the ground and the other guys just can't seem to miss.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
They were really smart in the use of that game plan tonight. Used it in their first 2 games against this team, which equal to 2 wins.
And one of the key components to this victory, if not the biggest, was the incredible performance for Jason Tatum.
We certainly got to see his best effort on offense, attacking the defense without fear and grabbing a lot of buckets.
Out to the right wing. A three from Porzingis. Jokic grabs the miss. Here's Denver now. They trail by 14. Gordon outside. The rebound by Holiday. Here's Tatum. Takes it off the glass. Misses. And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
I know their fans appreciated it, and we saw at times.
Much appreciated, David. And that'll do it, folks. Along with Greg Anthony, Richard Jackson.
opening day, Grant. Every team with an equal chance to do something special.
Oh, B.A., that's the way these teams look at it. Regardless how your previous season went, you have a chance to do something special, something great. Time to start fresh and build on that optimism.
Here are the five for Philadelphia. We've got Paul George. Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then it's Maxey, and it's Grimes in at the shooting guard position. And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That's his first foul of the game.
He didn't have his feet planted.
Maxey with it. Fires top of the key. Jump shot is good.
And that gets us rolling. Ooh, what a tremendous atmosphere in here tonight.
You get the sense there is a level of intensity right out of the gates.
Tatum can't hit.
Maybe a little overconfidence, trying to go big instead of taking the sure thing.
For three, George. Porzingis grabs the board. Boston on offense. Doris, we've heard Paul George get a lot of praise from the next generation of NBA talent.
We sure have, and it's easy to see why, Brian. This guy is fundamentally sound. He does a little bit of everything, can shoot with range, can get off the bounce. His game is so polished and smooth, worthy of emulation.
And they pick up two.
Kristaps Porzingis, with that release point and that size, difficult to check in the painted area.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 for 3 so far. Here's George. And George with the jam.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. White, the pass to Tatum. Back to White. Outside Holiday. Just 5 on the clock. Here's Tatum. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
You see Jason Tatum doesn't get hurried under duress of the clock, just trusts in his ability to make shots.
Maxey against Holiday. Puts the move on. And it's Maxey missing.
Well, this is the kind of shot we've come to expect him to make. He's got to be upset with that one.
White can't hit.
He is too good a shooter, guys, to be left open like that. The defense just dodged a bullet there.
Maxey passes to Embiid. Oubre, a screen on Tatum. Three-pointer Embiid. Porzingis grabs the board. The Celtics have gone just 2 for 4 from the floor. They get it back. Here's Tatum. Gets it to drop. Now 2 of 4.
Well, size and skill. Tatum on the interior. Yes, sir.
And Maxey's got the ball here for the 76ers. Trailing by 2. About 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Embiid gets the bucket.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Personal foul. First team foul. Coming on to the floor for the 76ers, number 20.
Oubre against Tatum. Fires for 3. Count it. His 3rd and 5 attempts.
I just love his approach coming into tonight. Focused and aggressive.
For 3, Maxey. He's looking good. 2 buckets and 3 attempts.
You kind of saw this coming. Maxey had to at least try to one-up them.
White on the wing. No made baskets yet. And a slam dunk by Porzingis.
Just leave it at the rim and let the big man do the rest. KP with the nice finish.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
I caught up with Coach Joe Mazzulla. I talked with him about Joel Embiid and asked him what he wants his team to do against him defensively. And he said, I told our big guys to play with physicality out there, but to also know when to go straight up and not let him bait us into silly fouls. It's not an easy assignment, but Coach seemed confident in their chances of containing Joel. Guys?
Thanks for that, Allie. Now here's Oubre. George, a screen on Tatum. Here's Oubre. And he goes in for the dunk.
This guy's a super quick leaper. Oubre doesn't need much time to get off the floor.
And it's Tatum missing. Philadelphia leading by 3. No question, this offense has some firepower.
And they're looking very confident in all that they're doing right now.
And Oubre gets it to go.
Oh, it's just raining threes for them early.
Boston's gone 1 of 2 from three-point land so far. Pass to Tatum to win the run. Deflected.
That's unparalleled defensive focus from Kelly Oubre. He's all over his man and just suffocates that shot.
Sends it home with some passion.
I think he's rubbing it in a little bit here, hanging up there like that. Philadelphia shooting their first free throw tonight. There's 10 seconds left in the first quarter here. Pass pass to White. Got it up. What a performance for Tyrese Maxey. He has been the story for the 76ers. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Yeah, their early focus on outside scoring has paid off. They're finding plenty of points from three-point land.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Brown in at the 3 slot. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. Embiid with it, now guarded by White. Embiid passes to Grimes. Clock at 6. The 3 is up. Embiid misses. Celtics trail by 9. And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Maxey surveys. Quarter number 2 and about a minute in. Now Tatum, 7 points in the game. And then Tatum slams it in.
I tell you, this guy is capable of some amazing finishes. Jason Tatum, my goodness.
Here's Maxey. Oh, and they immediately answer back with a dunk on the other end.
Wow. I'll tell you, such an advantage having a playmaker who can get up to the rim and finish.
Now that is what every team wants.
Well, you love it. Fearless, aggressive, leaving no doubt whatsoever.
Oubre, a screen on Porzingis. Here's Embiid. Here's Oubre. Oh, it's blocked by Porzingis.
Porzingis 7-3 says not here and not now.
And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And the 76ers making a change here.
76ers substitution. Number 20, Garrett McCain.
Outside White. Ooh, here's White on the drive. We're now about 2 minutes into the second quarter. Takes the 3. Rebound by the 76ers. Next matchup, they'll be at home against the Wizards. And that kicks off a string of 3 home games for them.
We know Paul George, a very capable playmaker, guys. He is brilliant as a passer.
From the wing. And it's good. Off the back rim and in.
Boy, that one was not easy. Every once in a while, you just make a tough shot.
And the expression, not enough touches to go around. Do the Celtics risk falling into that trap, Doris?
Well, first and foremost, B.A., if that's a problem for you, it's a good one to have. I think the key here is with all the weapons available, you have to have some personal sacrifice. And to this point, this team has been willing to do that.
Embiid misses.
Boy, he was wide open. You wonder, did he overthink it? That's a missed opportunity.
Chalk up 2 there.
You know, they're really being bullied right now defensively. 8 of the last 10 points have come from inside.
Out to the wing. George against Brown. Fades away. And the shot falls short that time.
That's a decent look for him. He just couldn't convert.
Oubre against Tatum. The kick out to White. Back to Tatum. Five to shoot. White, the pass to Tatum. No good on the 3. Philadelphia leading by 6. George for 3. Sinks it from distance. George has got 5.
Hey, you're asking for trouble now if you let Paul George get room to run. Excellent transition and superb at getting himself in the right position.
Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. Doris, even as he gets up there in age, Drew Holiday is still an elite defender.
Brian, it's really remarkable how valuable a piece he is. They call him the Swiss Army knife because he is one of those rare individuals that can guard all 5 positions. He understands schemes. He's willing to mix things up. Drew Holiday is elite, period.
Drummond's checked in for Philadelphia. Grimes comes in for Maxey. Tatum with it, and Drummond picks him up defensively. You know, it's easy to focus on Jason Tatum scoring, but Doris, he's excellent in a number of areas.
Brian, he's a high-level rebounder. He now knows how to keep his teammates involved. He's competitive on the defensive end and willing to absorb a big-time assignment. He has got a complete game.
Doris, it seems like every year Tatum's name is right atop the MVP ballot.
To me, Brian, it speaks not only to his talent, but also his consistency and the work ethic. The game is important to him. He's versatile. He's clutch. He's everything you want in a star player.
Here's Tatum, and that one goes in as he's fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts the free throw. This is his second trip to the free throw line in this one.
It's hard to forget how much he struggled from the line during their last matchup.
He does a great job of drawing contact and getting himself to the line, something he didn't do in the first period.
Now 8 seconds separating the two clocks. With the step back. Here's Yabusele. Wing shot on the way. Horford pulls it in. And this is his third trip to the line tonight.
Second personal foul. Fourth.
So he knocks down the first one.
At the line for your Celtics, Jason.
And good on the second, so he makes them both. There's 6 seconds left to play in the first half. McCain. And a miss there on the triple. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Sixers ahead, leading by 3. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
Welcome, folks.
This is why so many teams are trying to play with pace. The defense just couldn't match up with them in the space.
And there's more NBA. Thanks for joining us. Time.
And after a fairly even first couple of quarters, this second half could turn out to be a great one, as both teams trying to gain an edge. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
He took a head-on approach in the first half, going straight at the D and drawing fouls.
I have to love his tenacity. This guy stays in attack mode, makes defenders work, tries to keep them off balance.
Second half underway. Here's who Nick Nurse has got on the floor. We've got Kyle Lowry. He's out there with Eric Gordon. Edwards out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Yabusele in at the 4. And the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. Brett, we're starting to see more players throwing alley-oops to themselves off the backboard. Did you ever do that?
In practice, maybe, but although I had some leaping ability early on, I never had the audacity to do it in a real game.
Craig is checked in for Boston.
These calls can be so difficult for officials to make.
First personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Hauser. Outside Craig. 6 on the shot clock. It's blocked.
Well, when 0 for 3 start to the half, you need to pick it up and start to put some pressure on your opponent.
Just 3 to shoot. Hauser. The Sixers lead by 4. And here's Edwards outside. And Pritchard pulls it down.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Oh, getting it done. Horford gets it to go.
We haven't seen many buckets like that one. These teams have struggled to dial in their shooting.
Well, you have to appreciate the defensive battle for sure. Both squads struggling on the offensive end. We call this grit and grind.
Gordon, the pass to Drummond. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point.
takes a lot of force to finish through that kind of contact. Drummond able to do so, though.
And the 76ers making a change here. Council's checked in. Screen by Horford. Craig passes to Horford. Fires the three. Drummond grabs the miss. Philadelphia's gotten 5 of 11 threes to drop so far in this game. Here's Edwards. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. That's on Al Horford.
Almost converts despite the contact.
Philadelphia shooting their 5th and 6th free throw attempts tonight.
Taking 2 shots.
And no luck at the stripe this time. Second one won't fall. And out of bounds. Boston will have it. All right, let's use this time to check out the teams with the most steals last year. The 76ers, number 1.
The steals numbers only tell part of the story. This was a team that made trouble for every opponent with their incredible effort on the defensive end.
And we're just about 2 minutes into the second half now. Drops in the 3. Pritchard's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. And you know, you look at someone like Peyton Pritchard, Doris, heady guy, doesn't make many mistakes.
VA, maybe his best attribute in my mind is the competitive spirit and the motor he plays with. He's a fearless shot taker, either inside or from three-point range. He makes excellent choices with his passes. But again, I go back to that competitive toughness.
Here's Shireman. He's guarded by Lowry. Picked it out of midair. Here we go. The Sixers on the break. And Edwards slams it in.
When you get a chance to run the floor like that, you have to capitalize. Great hustle on that play.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
When you have an MVP talent in his prime, the focus has to be on winning the title. The Sixers' Joel Embiid said, quote, "The only thing I care about is winning." That takes a lot, and everybody has to contribute. I'm always going to believe in myself. I love the guys that we have. We are going to go and fight every single night.
Great perspective there. Thanks, Allie. Pass to Council. Drummond, the screen on Horford. Here's Council. With 1 on the clock. Oh, the jam by Drummond.
The shot goes up. You've got to put a body on Andre Drummond. This guy's so good off the offensive window.
Here's Craig. No points so far. Shoots. Again, the miss by Boston. The Sixers lead by 8. Outside Edwards. Back to Gordon. 3-pointer. Hauser grabs the board.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to Council. Second chance effort. Late clock. The Sixers need to put one up here. Edwards gets the bucket.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
One thing I enjoy is watching players who don't pay attention to the score. You lock in on the moment and play the right way.
Here's Pritchard, defended by Gordon. Here's Shireman. And no good. The dry spell continues. 32 seconds left in the third quarter. Inside, here's Drummond. And Drummond with the jam.
Boy, Andre Drummond's positioning on the screen is impeccable. He gives his teammate exactly the separation needed.
And this is his second attempt at the line tonight. So Boston ends up going with a new group. A big group substitution here for Philadelphia. Embiid, he's checked in for Council. Paul George comes in for Edwards. Grimes, he's checked in for Gordon. And it's Tyrese Maxey in for Lowry. Brown gets the bucket.
That three-point shooting sets up every aspect of Jaylen Brown's game. What a pretty shot.
And here is Maxey. He's got 10. Pass to Embiid. Here's Grimes. And so it's Philadelphia earning this break in the action, up 10. What has them in front right now, by and large, they're This is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for Philadelphia. The perimeter pairing, it's White and Brown. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. And it's Holiday in at the 1. That's who's in the game for the Celtics. And there it is for him.
You know, Maxey's willing to play a secondary role, but he can also take charge when needed.
On the wing, Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Oubre. Tatum passes to White. Let's go with a 3. Philadelphia grabs the miss. Embiid's got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's McCain. George scanning the floor. Pass to Embiid. Shot clock at 6. Maxey on the wing. Over Holiday. And it's Maxey missing. Celtics trail by 12. Fourth quarter still young. Just over a minute played. Tatum drives in. And finished off by Tatum.
Boy, once he gets going, all 6'8", 210 pounds, Tatum very hard to stop off the bounce.
Maxey against Holiday. Maxey passes to George. Hauled in by Brown. The Celtics shooting at a decent clip, 45% for the game. Oh, there's the alley. It's stolen by Maxey. To the inside. And George with the jam.
Boy, you talk about athleticism. How easy does PG make it look right there?
On the wing, Tatum. He's covered by Oubre. Tatum showing off the strength.
And he's coming off a huge performance, and his confidence couldn't be any higher. And his coach knows that, too.
Well, the best players, to me, deliver night after night after night. So as long as he's hot, keep riding it.
Here's Embiid. They get the rebound. George outside. Pass to McCain. 5 on the clock. No luck. They battled on the glass, but they couldn't knock it down. And here's Brown. Shoots over Oubre. Brown can't hit. Here we go. The Sixers on the break. George outside. Now here's Embiid. Here's McCain on the take. Oh! Two-handed jam.
Yeah, the passing has only gotten better from Embiid. It adds a huge element to his game.
Holiday finds Tatum. Porzingis with a screen on Oubre. And he lobs it up. It's stolen by Maxey. George outside. A minute 39 left in the fourth. Down low. And Embiid fires it home.
The Embiid can throw it down from anywhere. So much power for the big fella.
Oh,
that's
my!
Man right there.
Wow!
This guy, one of the most elite athletes in the game, Jaylen Brown, finishes beautifully.
Maxey passes to Oubre. And we've got 1:18 left in the fourth quarter. Here's Embiid. Lets it go from the wing. And here's another one for the Sixers.
And they had an advantage tonight. Came out sharp and did what was needed. Nice win here for the 76ers.
And they got a huge boost from their reserves tonight.
Yeah, the point differential between the two benches was a deciding factor in this game.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And when you look at the game, the one thing that helped fuel this team to victory was the efficiency for Tyrese Maxey.
And his activity level on defense, self-evident, racking up steals, deflections. I mean, he was a handful tonight.
Tatum shot is good. 6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Embiid passes to George. Here's McCain. He's guarded by White. Out to Oubre. Here's George. And the layup is good off the glass. And the 76ers lead by 14. So no problem for Philadelphia as they get the win. It ends up being a fairly easy road. All right, Allie, good stuff there. Thanks for that. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Allie LaForce.
of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
Look at the 76ers starting group. Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. Then it's George. And it's McCain in at the 2-guard spot.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Embiid kicks to George. Oubre outside. Pass to McCain. A shot's good on the assist by George.
And that'll start us off already. You can feel the tension in this arena.
Boy, I tell you, you're right. You can feel this one looking like it's going to be a tight one throughout.
Philadelphia's gone 1 or 2 from long range in the first quarter. And though the Nuggets have some excellent outside shooters, Clark, they've been more prolific inside the arc the last couple years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, they were an extreme example of that, Kevin. First in the league in 2-point attempts, and then dead last, almost dead last, in 3-point attempts. Not what most people would think when looking at the Nuggets.
And here are the Nuggets now. 76ers getting the bucket. And that one's good. Jokic.
That high release of the Joker, if you're defending him, you better stay home.
Pass to Oubre. To Maxey. 3-pointer. Jokic grabs the miss.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide-open look in space there.
Here is Porter. Gordon outside. And Joel Embiid pulls it down. 76ers have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. George against Murray. Now here is George. Tight defense on him. And they call the foul, so he's got the and-one chance here to make it a 3-point play. That'll put Paul George on the line. It's going to be on Jamal Murray. The 76ers shooting their first free throw of the evening.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
You know, success at the line just became contagious for him. A few guys got on a roll, and it carried over to the rest of the team.
Now, here's Maxey, following the miss by Jamal Murray. A nice shot by McCain.
And it just seems that every pass they make is leading to a score. Just great ball movement.
The tray. Brown's shot is off. Here's Philadelphia. They're on an 11-2 run. Clark, we know what a great player Joel Embiid is. He was the 2023 MVP, and he was on that same road until he got injured last season.
Unfortunate to see the big fella Embiid deal with the injuries that he has throughout his career, even going back to his 1 year in college. It's unfortunate, but that has hampered what is a special talent in Embiid.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, thank you. Tyrese Maxey has stepped up into a starring role with the 76ers. He says these guys have the ultimate confidence in him, all the way from the organization down to the players. So I can just go out there and be aggressive, play my game, even make mistakes. It's all part of extraordinary growth for the guard. Kevin?
Yeah, thanks. He is rewarding their faith. And I love his statement on growth. He's always looking to expand. Murray, no good.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Here's Maxey. It's rebounded by Jamal Murray.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
Pass to Brown. And here's Gordon. Still yet to score. To the paint. Here's Brown. 6 on the shot clock. For the 3. Outside for Murray. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic.
Well, Murray absolutely has that range. He just needs to find a look he likes, and he'll knock it down.
Maxey attacking. An easy 2 points on the layup.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Very high percentage so far, and if you want to start a game hot, that's the way to do it.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
And it's Paul George with the finish.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Here's Maxey, and slam dunk by Maxey.
And they have owned the paint so far, and the score reflects it.
And, you know, establishing that physical dominance early gives you a big mental edge, too. Don't discount that.
Oh, a fantastic passer at his position. Gordon stays alert and ready to pass to an open teammate. When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Well, they're doing everything right. How about that? I mean, this could turn into a blowout very quickly.
And so it's Philadelphia holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the 76ers?
I like how they've worked the ball inside, getting looks closer in there, and that really helps your offense.
One other thing they've done really well, moving the ball around. They've done a nice job not settling for that initial option and making that extra pass.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, they've got Paul George. Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then there's Maxey. And it's McCain in at the shooting guard position. And Clark, we know the last handful of years, the 76ers have been a threat in the East.
7 straight years of playoff runs. Can't get past that second-round barrier, though, Kevin. But as far as success, they've been as consistent as it comes in the East the last decade.
The Nuggets trail by 8. And we're about a minute into the second quarter of play. Jokic wants it fly from outside.
He'll knock it down from there, too. Jokic can put it in the bucket from all 3 levels.
Murray against Maxey. And slam dunk by Maxey.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
Just about a minute and a half has gone by here in the second. The 76ers leading by 7. Jokic with the steal. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. Brown's shot is off. For Philadelphia, they've gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. And the foul on Jamal Murray. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Picking up his second foul here, has to be careful because they can pile up quickly.
No one near Maxey as he lets it fly. And he's good on the 3-ball. Maxey's got 5 points now in the quarter. Deep 2 from Murray. Offensive rebound. Brown the pass to Porter. Here's Jokic. The kick out to Porter. 4 on the shot clock. Jokic with his screen on George. Second shot opportunity. Count it. And the Philadelphia lead has been cut down now to just 8 points with the basket from Porter. Where there's a lot of emphasis on 3-point shooting, Greg. What's your opinion of that?
Well, Kevin, you know, stretching the D isn't just about how far out they have to defend. It's the distance between that and how far in you have to defend. That's why analytics favors shots at the rim and from distance.
Jokic sets the screen for Porter. Pass to Jokic from deep. Rebound by the 76ers.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
Embiid, no good. The Nuggets trail by 10. Clark, when you played, virtually every team had an enforcer. But that is a rare breed, it seems, in today's game.
Yeah, that's a good observation by you, I think, Kevin. I mean, a lot of teams had more than one enforcer back in the early 80s when I was playing. There's less physicality in general in the NBA today. I think that's why you see fewer enforcers, and there's a much greater premium on skill level than the enforcement component that existed in the early 80s and maybe a little beyond that.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, the Sixers have their superstar in Joel Embiid, but Coach Nick Nurse says they have to maximize him in different ways. Nurse said unpredictability is the key. We have to relieve some of the pressure. Guys are overplaying and sending multiple players at him. We have to find easy baskets out of it. Kevin?
Makes a lot of sense, David. Thank you. And the Nuggets making a change here. Jordan's checked in. Brown, the pass to Jordan. And DeAndre Jordan throws it down.
Boy, at the rim, Jordan still, after all this time in the league, has the athleticism to get up and throw it down.
Oubre dishes to Drummond. Oubre, a screen on Jordan. And finished off by Oubre.
Outstanding distribution there. I mean, what impressive passing ability.
Murray finds Gordon. Pass to Jordan, and stolen by Drummond. Oh, and here comes Oubre all alone.
And how's that for a one-man show? Put this fella on Broadway.
The most magnificent alley-oop we could have seen.
And fellas, he pulled it off to perfection.
It's Porter outside. Doesn't get it to drop for him.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
And that's a good place to start if you're going to try to find your way back into this game. Get to work on the glass.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, G8, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
For Denver, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
And going back a season ago, they were a pretty average team at the line, about 76% altogether.
And I know the free throw shooting is an area they focused on improving coming into this season.
Gordon kicks to Drummond. Back to Gordon. Pass to Oubre. Banked in off the glass. Oubre's got 6.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. 13 points up at the end of the period. Their defense has been active and effective. All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
Thanks for taking a look here now at the 76ers. They don't get their home opener until next game. But tonight, they start this new season on the road, kind of like Kenny.
And now, how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the 76ers. And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You have to like what we're seeing from Tyrese Maxey.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
In at the guard spots, it's Murray and Brown. The forwards are Porter Jr. and Gordon to his side. And it's Jokic in at the center position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. And it's the Nuggets with the ball. Down by 15. And here's Gordon from outside.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
Well, you take a look at all of the stats, the team stats, that is, and that's one of the many areas that they've had the advantage. And as a result, they've got a big lead.
Here's Here's Drummond. It's hauled in by Gordon. Denver shooting just 33%, struggling to get good looks. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Gordon's got his second bucket of the night.
It's never easy in the NBA, folks. I mean, great job by Gordon to just dismiss the contact and still score.
Lowry's shot is good.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Yeah, if that's a harbinger of things to come, he's looking at having a very big second half.
And it's Jokic missing.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
Clark, what we appreciate, for some players, success can change them, but not for Jokic. He seems like the same guy.
He certainly does, boy, and he is special. He is so much fun to watch. Seems to be even-keeled and down the earth, but his game is heaven sent for sure.
Denver shooting their 5th attempt at the line in the game. Well, Clark, we know Nikola Jokic has many interests outside of basketball, like training his horses.
I love that about him. When basketball season is over, he knows exactly what he wants to do and needs to do to take care of his body, but he's not going to be a slave to basketball year-round. He's got other interests, and he's going to indulge and engage in those. He's got other passions, which I love seeing, and horses apparently one of his other passions for sure.
Here's Murray. And again, Denver no good.
Yeah, guys, this has been far from his best game. A disappointing outing for both him and the team.
Edwards inside. He's against Gordon. Here's Bona. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the 76ers lead by 14.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong.
The defense has been very slow to adapt. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
And like to see Murray getting inside and getting physical. He needs that hard-charging attitude.
For the Nuggets, Sharch comes in for Aaron Gordon, and it's Peyton Watson in for Porter. Andre Drummond's checked in for the 76ers. Maxey comes in for Butler. Zeke Najee's checked in for Dario Saric. Just over 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second half. Lowry has the open look and all around the rim that time before dropping in. Lowry's got his second basket.
And this is how you want to come out of the half. Prolific and efficient.
Boy, I like the disposition and attitude since halftime. They're patiently looking for good shots.
That's a 2 from Gordon. That's tipped. Jokic with it. He's picked up by Drummond. And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That's his first foul. Jordan's checked in for the Nuggets. Russell Westbrook comes in for Murray. Jordan passes to Watson. Pass to Westbrook. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Now, here is Jordan. Good D by Drummond.
I think he'll think twice about attempting that shot next time. The defense was right on top of him there.
Clark, the days of trust the process are long gone. The Sixers are now focused on the now.
As well they should be, Kevin. With a superstar big guy in his prime in Joel Embiid, there's no time like the present. And it's not going to last forever, so they need to capitalize.
Najee passes to Watson. And that's good. They pass to get it done. Watson's got his first 2 points of the night.
Yeah, the D has not been able to keep the ball out of the paint at that end of the floor.
Pass to Council. Lowry deciding where to go with it here. And stolen by Jordan. Here's Brown. Good, and the assist goes to Jordan. Brown's got 5.
The rare assist for Jordan. Good to see that he can drop a dime occasionally.
Lowry kicks to Edwards. Outside Gordon. 27 seconds left in the third. Lowry for 3. And it's Denver with the rebound. Next up in the docket, the Bucks following this one. Brown, the pass to Jordan. He can't get that one.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Here's Lowry. And here's Edwards from the arc. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers. 13 points up at the end of the period. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assists of the game.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery.
And they'd love to see every possession end this way. True team basketball.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so in the game for the 76ers, Oubre out there with George. And there's Embiid. Then there's Tyrese Maxey. And it's McCain in at the 2 guard.
Excellent D from Maxey that time, getting the steal and starting the break.
The drive by Gordon. And it's Gordon finishing it off.
Oh, that's a major league throwdown.
Keeps a tight grip on that rim, too, after the finish.
Maybe that'll help them recapture their edge a little bit, guys.
Just a little confusion among the D as to who was supposed to be on it.
Porter is screen on Embiid. In the corner, it's Gordon. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
You know, fellas, 1 second quicker, and that's going the other way.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And really a reflection of their superior effort level to this point. It seems to me they've gone after this win a little bit more.
Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Murray against Maxey. To the middle. Here's Gordon. That's in there. Murray with the assist. 8 points for Aaron Gordon.
Tell you what, guys, this has clearly been his half. And he's getting to his spots, shooting the ball with confidence. Excellent turnaround for him.
Pass to Oubre. Here's Maxey. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Outside for Murray. Pulled the shot a little left, but the bounce goes his way.
Hey, that's really good, positive offense from Murray. Knows exactly what he's going to do before the ball even gets there. That's shot preparation, folks.
Hits it from three-point range.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Well, I think they're getting caught in that in-between zone, no man's land, giving up 3 straight from beyond the arc right now.
And Jokic wide open. He shoots. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Pass to Embiid. Takes the 3. Porter pulls it in. And it's Porter with the ball for the Denver Nuggets. It's an 18-point game. George looking over the floor. And here's Embiid. Outside, George.
Oh, that is just unreal. Is this the dunk contest, or are we actually playing a real game?
No, this one counts, Greg, believe me. But confidence to attempt that alley-oop to himself.
Well, he couldn't help himself, couldn't resist. That really was a spectacular play.
Jokic kicks to Gordon. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Jokic has got his 5th assist in this one.
This is exactly what an MVP candidate looks like. Jokic can carry the team, yet totally unselfish.
Back to George. Tries the spin move. Oubre on the wing. Clock at 4. For Murray. A terrific shot on the turnaround. Oubre has got 5 points now this quarter.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the 76ers.
When you shoot this well from three-point range, you're really hard to stop. The defense didn't rotate out fast enough to stop the hot shooters.
Exactly, Kevin. They were lethal from deep.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
Well, at least they're going to salvage a game from the season series after losing the first two.
And I think it says a lot about them that they were able to salvage this game. When you drop the first two against a team, you can often get down on yourself. They overcame that mental roadblock and were impressive in doing so.
Here's Oubre. Pass to McCain. A three-pointer, no good. It's 3-on-3 on the fast break. Three-pointer. It's hauled in by the 76ers. They led the game at 1 point by 20. George dishes to Oubre. 15 seconds left to play in the final quarter. It's picked off. Here's Maxey. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot two here.
That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
First free throw is good.
Shooting for Philadelphia, Tyrese Maxey.
And so he hits both. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't need home cooking to feel at home. I mean,
all right, David, thank you. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark.
Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns. And then on Saturday, they'll go up against Chris Paul and the San Antonio Spurs.
What a great opportunity for this team to take a step forward. They have some tough road games coming up, and that kind of stretch can bring a team together. Winning some of these games would be huge for their overall confidence.
Looking at the starting five for Boston. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. And it's Porzingis in at the center position. And for the Nuggets, Brown and Porter Jr. are the 2 and the 3. Gordon and Jokic together in the middle. And it's Murray in at the point. Pass to Jokic. Uses the glass that time. It's good. Grant, one thing these teams have in common, they are great at rebounding the basketball.
Oh, yes, they are. I mean, it'll be a battle down low. Boxing out is vital, and second chance points may just decide this game.
Hits the trifecta.
Nice quick shot from Holiday. Not giving the defense time to react to him having the ball.
Coach, it's interesting to watch the career path of Aaron Gordon. He's gone from one role in his previous stop, then he arrives to the Nuggets in a completely different role there.
Yeah, Brian, he's become more of a third or fourth guy, and he's embraced the change. Everybody wants to be that number 1 or number 2 guy, but you got to play a role to be a winner in this league.
And it's resulted in championships.
It sure has.
Now here's Holiday. Tatum from long range. Gordon pulls it in. Murray against Holiday. Murray drives in. And it's Murray finishing it off.
Guards like Murray, they are so good when they're attacking the rim.
Outside Tatum. Holiday passes to Brown. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
And setting the tempo with an assertive move. Like, where was the defense on that play?
Well, when you are the aggressor this early, it is intimidating.
Now here's Murray. Pass to Porter. And then Porter with the dunk.
Well, showing off the athleticism. At 6'10", Porter Jr. is a major problem inside.
And here's Brown for 3. Tatum, good.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
Michael Malone and I spoke for a few minutes. The main topic of conversation, how they plan to guard Jason Tatum. We want to try to make Jason a jump shooter. Avoid fouling, don't let him go downhill. But JT will get his, so let's hope we limit him. Well, that's never easy to do, guys.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Here's Brown. On the wing, Murray. On the wing, Porter. Screen by Gordon. And then Porter with the dunk.
Being Porter Jr. is 6'10", you have to know where he is at all times, especially when he's lurking inside.
Here's Tatum. The shot's good. Tatum's got his second bucket on the night.
Now you want to get him going as soon as possible. Great way for him to start this game.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, if he gets into a good rhythm early, watch out.
Baseline try. White finds Tatum. The floater. And no good. Great D that time from Porter. Denver in the lead. Will stand perhaps the best home court advantage in the league is right here in Denver, a mile above sea level.
And Brian, they don't let you forget it. Everywhere you go, you see signs, 5,280. Sometimes they even have it on their uniform, on the court, on signs in the locker room. They want you to know that you're at elevation and it's going to be difficult.
Fatigue is always a factor in Denver.
Well, over the years, we've seen Tatum become increasingly comfortable playing through contact.
You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken, but that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
The Celtics have gone 5 of 9 from the floor. 46 seconds left now in the first quarter. From outside the arc. Left side, Holiday. Tatum inside. Gordon's on him. 6 to shoot. Outside White to the paint. Tries again. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. Here's Murray. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
That's his second personal foul.
That one on Tatum.
Yeah, and Murray, one of the best free throw shooters in this league, always happy to go to the free throw line.
And Murray drops them both.
We expect nothing less. He's generally been very good at the line.
Tatum inside, covered by Jokic. Three-pointer, Holiday. Connects from downtown. Holiday's got 6.
Well, if you look at Holiday's three-point numbers, they're more than solid. It's an underrated part of his game.
Here's Jokic. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
Well, that's a miss you can live with. I expect they'll go to it again, especially if the defense continues to concede it.
And so it's Jason Tatum making... Good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after this first quarter of play. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Celtics.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And from the jump, they've also clearly been focused on running effective plays here tonight. There's been a lot of high-quality distribution from them on the floor.
On the court for the Celtics, second quarter underway. Holiday at the 1 with White at the 2. The core of this team, Brown and Tatum in the front court. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Here's Tatum following the score by Denver. His first shot coming late. Porter pulls it in.
Well, it's a make-or-miss league. Sometimes the Jays just don't fall. It wasn't a bad shot.
Offensive rebound. And here's Gordon from the arc. Outside for Porter. Shot clock at 6. The Nuggets need to get one up. And stolen by Brown. Tatum with it. Checked by Murray. A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
Jaylen Brown is playing with so much confidence. He said, quote, "I feel like I'm a different player. My body has changed. Athletically, I'm entering my prime. I'm more aware on defense and offense. I feel like on both sides of the ball, I'm playing the best basketball of my life."
Well, it shows, Allie, for sure. Outside Tatum. Tatum to the rack. Porzingis passes to Brown. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic. For Denver, they've gotten only 1 of 4 shots to go in. Stan, you look at the Celtics, as high-powered as they come offensively.
No question, Brian. They can space the floor at every position, and any one of their starters is able to give you 20 on a given night. Holiday gives them a steady option with this jump shot. That's a nice asset to have.
From deep, Jokic. Boston pulls it in. Tatum with it. He had 25 points in his last game. Look at Tatum using his length.
Well, he's a reason why they're winning right now. He's been efficient offensively, and his confidence continues to grow.
Derek White. That's his first personal foul. First team foul.
And here in the second quarter of action, just a hair under 2.5 minutes played. Brown against Porter. Gordon outside. Clock at 6.
And what's surprising, during the second quarter, he hasn't really looked like himself.
Tatum from long range. Nikola Jokic grabs the miss. Nuggets trail by 6. And here's Porter outside. Hauled in by Brown. Brown's got his 4th rebound in this one.
2 minutes remaining in the first half.
The 3. The shot comes out. Denver has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. To get back on track. And then Porter with the dunk.
Once he gets to the rim, it's fairly automatic.
Nothing fancy right there. Just takes his 2 points, moves on. Now here's White. Still without a bucket. Pass to Porzingis. Here's Holiday. White for three. That one falls. Nice feed that time from Holiday. And already, Coach, some teams have found their rhythm, while some others seem to be way off to start.
Well, Brian, that can be for a lot of different reasons. Maybe you've changed your system from the year before. Maybe you've changed your roster significantly. Maybe you have some guys who didn't come in as ready as they could be due to conditioning or injury. Every situation, every team has a different set of challenges. Well, that transition score all made possible by the active hands of Jamal Murray getting the steal and getting the break started.
Now here's Porzingis. Tatum finds Brown. Back to Tatum. Now Porzingis. Pass to Holiday. Brown with it. And slammed it home. And a foul. A chance at another point at the line. It's on Nikola Jokic.
Hey, Jaylen Brown is a strong dude. He takes the hit and completes the play.
And the Nuggets going with a whole new group out there. Here's Strother. Denver shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
Second team foul.
First free throw is good. Got a line change here for Boston.
Taking 2 shots.
That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Celtics lead by 5. 3 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Pass to Craig from the arc. And it's Jordan with the rebound. And the Nuggets shooting at about 44% so far. Westbrook into the lane. And finished off by Westbrook.
What relentless energy from Westbrook on the drive. Not letting the defense get in his way.
Craig inside. Here's Pritchard. No good. Would have counted had it gone. And we're through the first half of play here in what's been a good one. Allie, as always, thank you. We'll be back right after the break for the third quarter here on 2K Sports.
Looking at the Nuggets. You really get to see.
Let's get back to game action. Here's Brian Anderson with the...
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during halftime. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum. Man, is he getting it done today.
Through the first 2 quarters, he's been on fire. Explosive offensive performance.
Yeah, and in terms of slowing him down, I think they're going to have to change things up. Give him some different looks.
DeAndre Jordan is out there with Dario Saric. Then it's Peyton Watson. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Strother in at the 2. That's the 5 to begin the second half from Michael Malone. Outside Craig. Pass to Pritchard. Fires the 3. Hits a 3-pointer. And the Celtics lead by 4.
You want to run your offense through him. A reliable scoring option.
One thing you can say about Boston, Grant, they know how to put a team together.
Yeah, the Celtics' consistency of winning is just impressive, both now and throughout their entire history. They are really the gold standard in this league, and it's mostly because of great draft picks and great trades.
Here are the Nuggets with the ball. Milwaukee will be traveling to face them after this game. Here's Strother. Ooh, can't tie it up. Is that... That one's no good. Boston's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. To the middle. Right wing. Here's Pritchard, pounded by Westbrook. Unloads. Pritchard, no good. The Nuggets have got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. Pass to Jordan. And slam dunk by Jordan.
Back to the basics, unleashing the one-hand flush.
Boy, he makes the basics look pretty outstanding, though, huh?
That's true.
Here's Pritchard. And here's Horford, pounded by Westbrook. Horford passes to Pritchard. Horford, a screen on Westbrook. Here's Pritchard. And it's going to be out of bounds. Boston will have another go.
Celtics ball.
And with this pause, a check on the stats to show you which teams led the league in assists last year. The Nuggets third.
Well, last year they were an excellent passing team. They want that to continue into this year.
And Russell Westbrook gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul. Jokic is checked in for the Nuggets. Murray comes in for Pickett.
Substitution for your Nuggets.
Off the inbound pass. Pritchard gets it to go. Pritchard's got his second basket of the night.
Assisted buckets. Every team wants them. They show you're running effective team offense.
Horford with it. And Jokic picks him up defensively. And he's going for the oop here. Ooh, stolen by Westbrook. And here we go. The Nuggets on the fast break. Flushes it down to finish the break.
And if the defense leaves a man open, Westbrook will find him. Russell's floor awareness helps him rack up the assist.
And that one drops.
In a tight game, they wanted to make sure of that possession.
Here's Watson. Misses the three. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. Coach closing in on 2 decades in the league. Al Horford continues to put in the work.
Well, Brian, that's what it takes to make sure your body is able to compete against players half your age. He's never shied away from doing all the little things.
Here's Pritchard. 6 points for him. Pass to Shireman. The 3-ball. Pritchard, no good.
Well, he hasn't had a great night shooting the ball, but they're in the lead, and that's the only thing that matters.
And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. Stan, in this league, the opportunity always exists to make a name for yourself.
It certainly does, Brian. And guys that maybe haven't gotten their opportunity, if they're ready when they get it, then they're going to burst onto the scene, and they'll no longer be under the radar guys. Look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, 2nd-round pick, bench guy in Dallas for a long time, and then now an all-star.
Yeah, nice touch from the big man. Gordon just burrowing himself into the paint and going to work.
Knocked away. Here's the break. Pulls up for 3. From deep. The shot is good on the assist by Jokic. Gordon's got 7 points in the game.
Well, confidence isn't something that Gordon is lacking. He thinks his shot is there, so he just takes it.
Screen by Horford. Pass to Craig. There's 48 seconds left in the third quarter. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Pritchard. Tried to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark.
You've got to love how they've been crashing the boards, fighting hard for every miss.
And for some reason, he decided to foul there.
Yeah, B.A., that's an odd move. Maybe there's something else behind it.
And now they lead as the free throw drops in for him. And he makes both free throws. Boston has gone 2 of 6 from downtown here in the second half. Tatum passes to Porzingis. Holiday from long range. He buries it from 3. 11 points in the game.
With balance and good rhythm, Holiday serves as an effective catch-and-shoot player.
Just 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. Gordon against Tatum. And he drops in the layup off the glass. And the Nuggets lead by 1. And what a wild one this has been.
8 lead changes, some big plays, and some big mistakes, too.
Back to White. Gets an open look and hits it. White's got his second basket of the game. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game thus far. Celtics out in front, up by 1. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
He's always near the top of the list for this honor. I mean, passes like these are his specialty.
Well, he's a consummate floor general, surveying the defense and delivering the pass on time and on target.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we'll start the fourth in what is still anybody's ball game. And a look at the 5 for the Celtics to start the fourth quarter. Tatum is the 4 with Porzingis at center. The perimeter pair, it's White and Brown. And it's Holiday in at the point.
I like Porter Jr.'s movement, working the defense to find his opening.
Tatum passes to Porzingis. Outside White. Kick out to Brown. And Brown knocking down the triple.
The assist numbers certainly stand out. They've really emphasized ball movement here today.
Gordon outside. From deep three-point land. Brown with the steal. Fast break. Here come the Celtics. Here's Tatum. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Well, we've come to expect this from Tatum. Just so good at taking over games all by himself.
Shot is good by Gordon.
That's exactly the kind of shooting you need down the stretch to win games.
Pass to Porzingis. Porzingis with a screen on Murray. Tatum passes to Brown. Outside Tatum, and he drops. Oh! Jason Tatum!
That's a big-time move by Jason Tatum. I don't know how many style points you give him on that one.
Porter, the pass to Murray. Jokic with a screen on Holiday. Shot clock at 5. Murray for 3. He can't get it to go. Stolen by Jokic. Pass to Murray. Some solid defense from Holiday.
Not really what we expected. You know he wants that one back.
Tatum. Oh, Tatum stuffing it home.
Vicious finish by Tatum. These coaches love when he's aggressive.
Porter, the pass to Jokic. And the dunk by Jokic.
They have a never-give-up attitude.
Yeah, and as a coach, you love having a team like this. They've got 0 quitting.
Lays out. Porzingis passes to Tatum. Okay! Tatum punching it home.
Hey, you need some points? Tatum is your guy.
Here's Murray. Pass to Jokic. Yes, and it's Murray picking up the assist. Murray's got assist number 5 here tonight.
Well, when you need a bucket, run the offense through Jokic.
Nikola Jokic. That's his 4th personal foul. First team
Celtics
foul.
lead by 3. Now Tatum. .151 left to play in the fourth quarter. And the basket by Holiday.
Just incredible. I mean, he's really making it rain out there, knocking them down one after another.
Well, what I love about his three-point shooting is the spacing that he's adding. It makes things a lot easier for everyone else.
The drive by Tatum. And finished off by Tatum.
Well, Tatum has some length on him. Gets down that lane in a hurry.
Screen by Gordon. Here's Jokic. Second chance shot. And the layup by Gordon. Gordon's got 12 points here in the second half.
Yeah, that's a nice hustle play, but boy, it drives a coach crazy to concede second chance point.
And he lobs it up to the rim. Pass to Brown. The 3 is up. They grab their own miss. Oh, it's Porzingis with the jam.
Well, just by hitting the offensive glass, Porzingis can pick up a lot of extra points.
Shot is up. Misses off the left iron. And it's Tatum with the ball for Boston. They lead by 8. Biggest lead of the game. Porter with the steal. To the paint. Here's Gordon. And Gordon with the big finish.
Coming up big for his squad. Gordon doesn't back down from the big moment.
Ooh, Tatum slams it home.
Really feels like they're in control. They've got a big lead with time dwindling.
And at this point, the focus is take care of the ball, no needless fouls, and no threes.
Porter from outside.
Well, you could really feel Brown's defensive focus there. He was determined to affect the shot.
An open look for Porter. Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. The shot by Brown, no good. White on the wing. He's guarded by Porter. Tatum with room to shoot. Off target. That would have pushed the lead to double digits. So we see Boston get the win here. Exceptional effort on the road. Allie, thank you as always. And that'll do it, folks. Alongside Stan Van Gundy.
And what a great day it is. Greg, what are these players feeling as they tip off this new season?
It is always exciting to start a new season. Players are just filled with hope and optimism, especially after putting in all that offseason work.
So let's take a look at the Boston Celtics starting lineup. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. The post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. And it's Holiday in at the 1. And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. Here's Maxey. And he lays it straight in.
A physical scoring guard. Maxey is at home on the inside.
Outside Holiday. And not going to go. He misses the first attempt on the night. Now, here's Maxey, and he gets it to go. Maxey's got his second basket of the night.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Easy possessions like that literally are just a gift. You just dream of them. He'll gladly take those.
Now, here's Tatum. Porzingis kicks to Holiday. Just 4 to shoot. Let's go. And Embiid pulls it down.
Credit the defensive effort there, not giving him room to operate.
Richard, the Celtics have been among the NBA's elites for quite a while now.
Well, they've been a title contender every year for almost a decade now. Even with several coaching changes over that time, they've been the model of consistency.
And Boston has possession after the Sixers pick up 2. The 3 from Tatum. Here's Porzingis. He takes it in, and it goes down 2 points.
Stomping in. Porzingis blast through the contact. Love to see it.
Here's Maxey. Bucket number 3. He's a perfect 3 for 3 to start.
And early on, they looked great. They made all 4 of their shots to start this game.
It's Brown with the drive. Paul George with the steal. And here's the fast break. Maxey leading the way. In the corner, George with it. And there's the foul. It's on Jaylen Brown. That's his first foul.
It's close, but, didn't get on balance quick enough.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's McCain. Lock at 6. Here's Oubre. The 76ers need to get off a shot.
Ask any guard in this league who is the best defender. Drew's name comes up more than anyone.
Another shot. Bucket is good.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say they need to emphasize rebounding going forward.
And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
And let's check out a breakdown looking at some data for White. Good season for him last year.
8th in free throw shooting, and he's a shot blocker as well. Top 20 in that category last season. Great timing and challenges at the rim.
And again, you gotta love his commitment to excellence. He owns the free throw line. It's truly an impact part of his game.
First team foul.
Outside, White. Porzingis finds Brown. Porzingis sets the pick for Brown.
And that's why he's one of the best two-way wings out there. George will lock you down on D, and it takes a very special effort to get off a clean shot against him.
Now Embiid. Paul George missing from long range. Oubre. Oh, and the jam by Embiid.
Wow, the process. Come on, I want to see that again.
Last game for the the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Kings in Sacramento. With the league's 65-game rule, Joel Embiid might have trouble making another All-NBA team.
Yeah, he's only reached that 65-game mark twice in his career. But he's still a lock to make the Hall of Fame, Kevin, because of how dominant he is when he plays. And look, he's already got an MVP. Hitting up and finishing, Maxey leaving no doubt.
And with an update from the sideline, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. Joel Embiid talks about leading his team. He said, I've been guarded so many different ways, I feel like I've seen everything, and I know how to attack everything. For me, it's all about how do I bring everyone along with me. You can't win alone. It's just about playing together and involving everybody. Kevin?
And you've got to involve everybody. All right, D, thanks.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
Yeah, but they can't relax. They've got to keep building on this lead because it is not safe.
Now, here's Tatum. 25 points last game and finished off by Brown.
And that's something that should really get Brown going. Alley-oops like that really helped the momentum.
Maxey against Holiday, and that one's good. Maxey's got 10 points.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
Tatum, that's for 2, and a little luck that time, but it drops.
And his presence as a scorer, it just has a calming effect for the rest of the team. He's a fallback option whenever they need him.
Tyrese Maxey. He's been the guy making things happen for the 76ers. And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the 76ers, what do you guys think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
And let me tell you, when you establish a physical edge, it gives you a mental edge, too.
On the court for the Celtics, the post pair, Tatum and Porzingis. White in at shooting guard, with Brown playing small forward. And it's Holiday in at the point. And Holiday kicks to White. Oh, Tatum in position. Embiid with the steal. And now the 76ers on the break. Shoots. Hits the front of the rim and out. Celtics trail by 9. Tatum with it. George picks him up. And Brown now atop the key. He gets hauled in by Paul George.
That was a good look for him from mid-range, but just couldn't make the defense pay.
And while Embiid was on record praising the importance of continuity, I don't know that, Richard, the 76ers front office felt the same way.
Oh, yeah. What you say out loud versus your actions can be very, very different in this game. When you have a chance to go big game hunting, you do. The goal was to bring in some help for Embiid and Maxey, and they accomplished it. When he gets a quality look like this at the perimeter, he can almost be automatic.
Up top, Maxey, guarded by Holiday. Spins. 6 to shoot. George, that's a 2-pointer. Plenty of room to knock down the shot.
And George, such a confident player. He's also terrific at recognizing when he's in his zone.
Tatum. Oh, Tatum, a wicked slam.
And no doubt, they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Maxey kicks to George. The kick out to Tatum. Back to White. Some nice ball movement here by the Celtics. Tatum deciding where to go with it. And you hear, Richard, about players dunking and putting a hurting on the rim, but that iron sometimes can put a hurting on a player's hands too, right?
Oh, and then when you get older, those landings, they can start to hurt too. End of the day, there's a price to be paid for all that high flying and rim wrecking, and it's worth it.
Yabusele, he's checked in for the 76ers. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. Outside, Maxey. And Slam dunk by Maxey.
When Maxey is feeling himself, he can really fill up that stat sheet.
Here's Tatum. Inside, Tatum.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
When it ain't broke, leave it alone. Until someone stops him, just let him roll.
Maxey passes to George.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Here we go.
Nice finish.
And putting his explosive athleticism on full display there. George is capable of some highlight reel dunks.
White, wide open. He fires. Misses the three. Looking at Philadelphia, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pelicans in New Orleans. Richard, when you talk about Jaylen Brown, many scouts felt he'd never be a #1 level option offensively. But he's proven some people wrong.
Kevin, many scouts have been wrong many times. The question has been answered. He wasn't a great shooter when he first came into the league, and his ball handling also needed to improve. But now, both of those are strengths in his game.
And the 76ers making a change here. Oubre's checked in. And the dunk by Porzingis.
Now look, when Porzingis has it there, there's not much you can do defensively.
Holiday against Maxey. 58 seconds left in the second quarter. Rebound, Boston. Be just the 5th of this long 7-game road trip. Tatum against Oubre. Not as good of the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 4 in the basket from Tatum.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Pass to McCain. Embiid with a screen on White. Going inside. McCain's shot is off. Celtics trail by 4. Tatum with it. 14 points for him. Out to White. Back to Tatum. Oubre with the steal. Here's George. And then George with the jam.
Wow, and that sort of showmanship is just deflating right now to a team trying to get back into a game like this.
Oh, Greg, that is definitely an emphasis jam. A big apostrophe or exclamation point, maybe even a question mark. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be right back after this.
I've seen more stops in All-Star games. What do they call it, guys? Oh, yeah, Matador defense. They just let scorers go by.
Olé! And since we have a moment, let's see what other... And that concludes...
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. You look at Tyrese Maxey in this one, guys. He has been everywhere.
You just love the patience in that first half. Waited until he got the look he wanted.
You love guys who can get their shots within the flow of the offense.
Edwards is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Kelly Oubre. Then there's Lowry. And it's McCain in at the 2. That's Nick Nurse's 5 as we get into the second half. It's a very good look and converts. McCain's got the first basket of the third quarter for Philadelphia. GA, these Boston Celtics are unquestionably a top-tier offensive unit.
Stupendous shooting, excellent instincts with the ball. Yeah, they are a model offense in many ways, making it tough for many teams to keep up with them.
Gordon's checked in for Kelly Oubre. Richard, so many things about Drew Holiday's game we love, but what impresses you most about his game?
Well, I know it's an easy answer, but it's his defense. It's hard to be a feared defender in the modern NBA, Kevin. But Holiday is such a pest at all times on that end of the floor.
You gotta like how Lowry puts his head down and just charges in on the drive.
And we've got a timeout from Joe Mazzulla. He wants to check in with his team and regroup. So it's both teams making substitutions here. With this stoppage in play, we have a chance now to show you which teams led the league in three-point percentage last year. The Celtics second.
They ran a great system last year that put a priority on creating high-quality looks from deep, and it made them the best three-point shooting team in the league.
Here's Shireman. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
All right, a chance to check out stats for Al Horford. He had a strong showing last season. He put up about 8 points a game last season, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. And when they need to add defense, that's who they look to.
It's hard to find defensive spark plugs, but he is one of them. The whole team comes alive on D when he's in the game.
Gordon's checked in for the 76ers. Pass to Shireman. Here's Pritchard, now recovering. Down low. And the dunk by Horford.
Bringing the heat, Horford goes for the rim with real intensity.
Edwards dishes to Drummond. Out left to the wing. Here's Council. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
The D just kind of stepping aside and letting him get to the rim.
There's a reason, GA, the lead is what it is right now.
Yeah, it's going to take better rim protection than that if they're going to climb out of this hole.
Here's Craig. And it's in after a nice bounce off the right side.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
And it's Lowry with the ball, brings it up for the 76ers. They've led by as many as 11 points. Drills the three-pointer. Lowry's got 5 points in the quarter.
Oh, coming out hot. 4 out of 4 for the field. Okay.
Horford the pass to Pritchard. Fires from way outside. The shot's good on the assist by Horford.
The real come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
And that one drops.
And try and name a 6-footer who likes to operate inside more than Lowry. He is a beast.
Craig can't get it to go.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
And stolen by Horford.
2 minutes.
To the wing on the left.
2 minutes.
Craig against Edwards. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. A minute 50 left in the third quarter. To the left wing. And here is Drummond. Still scoreless. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2.
I think of Andre Drummond as a big man's big man. He's a steadfast presence in the paint who really focuses on owning the backboard and attacking the rim.
Celtics trail by 5. Pass to Hauser. Paul George with the steal. Philadelphia moving the ball around. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Oh, and the lead gets bigger on a ridiculous offensive sequence.
That dunk alone would have been spectacular. Never mind it coming at the end of an alley-oop. Here's Shireman. Back to Horford. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Shireman. The rebound by Yabusele. Philadelphia leading by 7. To the inside. Drummond with a screen on Horford. It's good.
And not quite as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. Sticking to the high percentage shots, playing smart with the lead.
Pass to Shireman.
76ers foul. Jeff Dalton. That's his first personal foul. 3rd team foul. Substitution for your 76ers. Edwards. Council.
Here's Pritchard, defended by Butler. Here's Shireman. Shot clock at 6. Intercepted. And here we go. Butler heading to the hoop.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Man, their offense is clicking. Players, coaches, everybody, they are in sync.
A wide open look here for Craig. Busted. No good that time either. With 4 seconds on the clock. And so it's the Philadelphia 76ers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
That wasn't a better pass in the game. Almost like he had a sixth sense.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for Boston. Holiday in the backcourt. To his side is White. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. And it's Porzingis in at the pivot, manning the middle. And here's Tatum for 3. Paul George grabs the miss.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Maxey. And the 76ers tack on 2 more.
I'll tell you, when Maxey gets into his rhythm, he can go all night long.
It's Brown with the drive. Here's Tatum. And Embiid pulls it down. Embiid's got rebound number 8 now on the night. It's stolen by Brown. Now the fast break. Tatum with the ball. Tatum finishing off the break.
Well, Brown watches the ball closely, and that allows him to find that opening to get the steal.
And finished off by Oubre.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Brown outside. And it's Joel Embiid with the rebound. Embiid's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Here's George. Oubre outside. Over Tatum. Oubre can't get it to go.
You could tell he assumed he'd be able to beat the defensive coverage even though it was all over.
Here's Porzingis. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup.
Nice shot, Porzingis with the length and the touch.
And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. The Wizards on the road to face them after this game. That'll be the second of 4 games at home for them. Tries the spin move. And that one is hammered home.
Look at the handles. Gets through the D and then powers it home.
Such a pretty move inside. Clark, how do you stop that? The 76ers leading by 13. From deep, George. It's hauled in by Porzingis.
Boy, did they need that rebound. I mean, they have struggled on the boards overall, but still with a chance to win.
Here's Tatum. Throws it down, JT!
You look at Tatum now running the pick and roll. He's calm, and his moves are so concise. He's just definitive with everything he does.
Porzingis with the block. And up the court come the Celtics on the break. Brown finds Tatum. Around 3 minutes gone here in the fourth quarter. The shot by Holiday, no good. For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 7 from the floor in the fourth. That's a 42% mark in the quarter. Outside, Maxey. On the wing, George. Maxey against Holiday. And Maxey gets it to go on the assist by George.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
That's a great possession. Put your best players in a position to succeed.
Embiid with it. And Holiday picks him up defensively. George looking over the floor. Spins. 5 on the clock. Pass to McCain. And that one off the back of the rim and in. McCain's got 4 points now in the quarter.
And tonight's battle is going to end with a very clear winner, leaving nothing to chance. Impressive win for Philadelphia.
We got to see a display of offensive prowess in this one that got it done. High-scoring game.
Bucket after bucket. They were really in attack mode all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Tyrese Maxey.
He really managed to shine on both ends of the floor, finding lots of opportunities to affect the game and make an impact.
There's 49 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Holiday against Maxey. Pass to George. Clock at 6. Embiid sets the pick for George. And George with the stuff.
And credit the whole team. It was a focused, concerted effort to put this one away.
And it felt like they just flipped the switch to go on that run and seal the game. Saving their best basketball for the end. Always smart.
A nice shot by Tatum. 16 seconds left in the game. Pass to Embiid. Here's McCain. So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. Some good moments. All right, David, thanks so much. And that's going to do it tonight, folks, for our broadcast. So for our reporter, David Aldridge, and our analyst, Richard Jefferson.
Always great to be with you as well, B.A. And this is perhaps my favorite night of the year when you talk about the NBA opening night. So much excitement, so much anticipation, and we know the rest of the season will deliver.
A look at the starting group here for Denver. Pairing up in the backcourt, Murray and Brown. Gordon and Jokic together in the middle. And it's Porter in at small forward. Kept alive. Here's the three. Doesn't go for him.
Boy, they dodged one there, guys. I mean, he got the wide open look that he wanted, just didn't knock it down.
Outside Maxey. And that one is hammered home.
Check out Maxey with the throwdown. Boy, he can get off the ground quick.
Denver has gone 0 for 2 from outside. And here's Gordon from the arc. Cash. Assisting on the play was Porter.
He's consistent from out there, especially when you give him that kind of room.
About a minute into this first quarter. Here's Maxey. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. Talking about Tyrese Maxey, Grant, here's a guy who's improved every year.
Yeah, B.A. I mean, from averaging 8 as a rookie to 26 points during his breakout 4th year, Maxey has added to his game every offseason and turned himself into an elite scorer.
Well, Clark, you look at Denver's lineups. They have a lot of size on this team.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's kind of the polar opposite of small ball, B.A. I mean, with Jokic in the middle and a lot of length on the wings and in the backcourt, too. This is a growing trend in the league as I see it. Really rock-solid decision-making from Murray, assessing the situation and then making the precise pass at the right time.
There's a screen. George with it. Porter's there.
B.A., the one-hand dunk just looks so fluid.
Yeah, absolutely. Even smooth when he's powering it home like that.
Part of what makes him unique, guys, that combination of power and polish.
What a finish. I mean, he just took over himself.
What a show of power right there from the point guard. Man, sweet.
And you know, guys, when your point guard is making explosive plays at the rim, I really do think it sets the tone for the rest of the team.
Now here's Maxey. Spins. Here's McCain. It's hauled in by Nikola Jokic. Here's Brown. Maxey covering. Brown shot is good.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Oubre. And the call will be against Kelly Oubre. That's his first foul of the game.
I love great defense. Just quick to establish his feet, and he takes the hit.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
And they've been producing at a high level.
No question. They're in a nice rhythm offensively.
And it's Murray finishing it off.
Boy, Murray is a better athlete than he looks. He's actually terrific as an athlete. Have to love seeing him use that momentum to bounce up and throw it down.
Embiid's shot is good.
As a big, unless you're a dedicated rim runner, have to be some kind of threat from distance.
Pass to Jokic. Porter with a screen on Embiid.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Embiid against Jokic. Back to Gordon. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Brown. Banked it in off the glass. Brown's got his second bucket on the night.
And their offensive game plan is clear. Get it inside and go to work.
Maxey against Murray. And Maxey, here we go. And it's thrown down hard with both hands.
This is Maxey at his best, attacking the lane and finishing at the rack.
For 3, Gordon. No good there. 76ers trail by 4. Oubre finds Embiid. Oubre, a screen on Jokic. Here's Embiid. Back to Oubre. Pass to Embiid. The kick out to Maxey. Shoots it from the corner. And Embiid throws it down.
Embiid knows how to bully his way into position for the putback.
On the wing, Porter. In his last outing, 16 points for him. Now Jokic. And another basket for Denver.
One of the things you've got to admire and respect about him is his aggressiveness at the offensive end, always in attack mode.
Here's Embiid. Second shot opportunity, and he lays it in. Embiid's got 7 points in the game. Denver has gone 1 of 4 from deep. Porter, the pass to Jokic. From downtown. The rebound by Embiid. The Sixers trailing. Here's McCain. And he misses the go-ahead basket. And so it's Murray who brings up the ball for the Nuggets. Their last encounter in Philadelphia, where they were able to handle the Sixers.
Yeah, they barely got by this team in the last meeting. Rebounding was the big factor.
That was the definitive difference. I mean, it came down to the final seconds, but the tough work on the glass they did carried the day.
Porter's shot is off.
Probably should have scored there. He usually does.
And he ends that fast break chance. An intentional foul. That's a textbook example of the transition take foul rule. There's the triple. No good on the buzzer beater. And so, lots of scoring in a competitive first quarter. Philadelphia. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And looking at what we've seen from the Sixers, what do you guys think?
Well, it's pretty obvious. I mean, cashing in on extra opportunities. That's how they built this early lead.
Boy, grinding it out on the glass. They've really been working for those points.
On the floor for Denver, getting going in the second. Porter Jr. and Gordon make up the forwards. Pairing up in the backcourt, Murray and Brown. And it's Jokic in at the 5, roaming the paint. A chance here to catch up with Ali from the sideline.
Joel Embiid is setting records with his scoring, but he said, when I get stuck into just being a scorer, that's not the best version of me. I like sharing the ball. As you've seen the last couple of years, the teams that have won, they move the ball. Nothing is static. So that's how we should play. Pretty simple, Brian.
Yeah, great understanding, right? Thanks, Allie. And Clark, this last summer, former Sixer Doug Collins inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, well-deserved honor for Doug. I mean, he's Philly's former #1 overall pick back in 1973, and he played almost a decade there for the Sixers. Also coached the Sixers, among many other teams that he had a chance to coach in the NBA, but clearly an NBA lifer and one of the best guys that's part of the NBA fraternity.
And here's Gordon from the arc. Cash. Assisting on the play was Porter. Porter's got 3 assists now in this one. Maxey against Murray. Now here's Embiid. Tight defense on him. Porter pulls it in.
That's the shot they wanted. It just didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
And it's Jokic missing.
Just enough of a shot contest to bother him.
Here's Embiid. What hustle in transition from Joel.
Boy, that's how you execute in transition, guys. Embiid realizing an opportunity and then jumping all over.
To the inside, Porter. And then Porter with the dunk.
And that's gotta hurt. A turnover for a free run at the rim.
And now we know who has the momentum.
You know, those kinds of plays can be difference makers, game changers, momentum shifters, especially in a close contest where 1 or 2 possessions can impact the outcome.
Now here's Embiid. 11 points in the game. Fires from the wing. And he buries that one. Back rim and in. And now it's a 6-point Philadelphia lead. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for the 76ers.
Well, the effort they've shown on defense has been infectious. Everyone on this team continuing to jump at opportunities to come away with steals.
But how about their scoring in transition as well? That's been a big factor to this point. Are those high tops or track shoes these guys are wearing? My goodness.
Andre Drummond is checked in for Philadelphia. Man, was there a guy more fit to run that 2023 team than Murray?
I don't think so, Brian. I mean, think about what Murray did after coming off an ACL injury. He leads them to the finals along with Jokic and the rest of his teammates, and he went off in every playoff series. Tough shots, clutch shots, timely shots. Incredible stuff by Jamal Murray.
And there's the foul. It's on Michael Porter. That's his first foul. And Philadelphia making a change here. Doughton's checked in.
Now into the lineup for your 76ers. Number 11, Jeff Doughton.
1:51 left in the first half.
Oh, nice one-handed jam there, B.A.
Hey, little exclamation point.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
And they're doing strong work on the glass, a +5 advantage for them.
And, guys, you know that rebounding is a huge part, a huge component of winning games. It's not a glamour stat, but it's necessary if you're going to be a winning team.
Now here's George. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drops one in from the wing. George has got his second basket on the night.
Yeah, nice vision that time displayed by George off the screen and roll.
Jokic passes to Porter. Back to Jokic. Oh, Jokic hammers it home.
Come on, B.A. He sure can rise.
Grant, that's as good as it gets. One of the best in the league.
Boy, he makes it look easy. He is an absolutely imposing finisher around the rim.
Count it. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
George takes the contact, but good body control there allows him to finish.
That one falls. His second make in 5 attempts.
They've now had assists on each of their last 3 buckets.
It's George on the wing. He's guarded by Porter. George with the bucket.
Stepping in from the line, George, very good and capable from mid-range.
Here's Jokic. Misses the runner.
Boy, he's got to be disappointed in the result there. I mean, the defender really didn't make any impact at all.
Puts up a deep 3. It's hauled in by the Sixers.
It's been that kind of quarter for him. The shot has just been unreliable.
George, no good. Here's Brown. And again, Denver, no good. And so it's Philadelphia ending the quarter up 10. And it's all due to their ability to own the paint. They've been dominant down low. Well, now a minute to check in with Allie LaForce. She scored. Thanks very much, Allie. And folks, we'll be right back to start the second half of this game.
Before we get into that, I want to know, back when you guys played, what was your favorite city to play in?
Well, Shaq played for every team in the league, so I'd like to ask him first, Ernest.
And looking now at that first half where everything was going wrong for the Nuggets.
I mean, it's pretty simple. More rebounds.
That does it for halftime. Let's get...
And happy you could join us. We've got 2 quarters left to go in regulation. What else can you say? Joel Embiid, an impressive effort here today.
And in the first half, he dominated in the post. He got the looks he wanted and was able to execute.
Yeah, you know what? I think he's doing exactly what he has to do. Using his body, shaking off contact, and then finishing at the rim.
And we played through the first half. Plenty of basketball left in this one. And the elite bigs today can score posting and facing up, Clark. Can all those options make it hard to decide which way to attack?
Well, I agree with you there, and I think it's a good problem to have, quite honestly, B.A. I mean, that's also, I think, where coaching and analytics comes into play. Trying to keep track of what approach is going to work best for you.
Joel Embiid is out there with Kelly Oubre. Then it's Kyle Lowry. Then there's Eric Gordon. And it's Council in at the 3. That's the group for Nick Nurse getting going here in the second half. Here's Chanchar. No good from outside.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And it's been a well-rounded performance. I mean, strong rebounding has certainly been at the center of it, but it's been good on a number of levels.
Now Lowry. This one for 3. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Clark, it's been great to see the Nuggets as a perennial powerhouse these past few years.
Well, you know, that's what happens when you get a guy like Nikola Jokic. I mean, he's a game changer, and what a joy to watch. Took a long time for them to finally get to the place where they can win that first title, but usually teams don't become champions overnight. It's a process. Now everybody's scared of him.
That shot is off. Nuggets trail by 10. Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
We hear players proclaiming their love for the game, but former sharpshooter J.J. Redick said there's a distinction between loving the competition itself and loving the game and everything that goes into that. Guys say, I just want to play. Well, do you want to do all of the necessary things that lead up to that? Hey, Brian, 15 NBA seasons for Redick. He'd know.
He certainly would. Thanks, Allie. Philadelphia with another miss. For Denver, they've gone just 1 of 3 in the second half. Pass to Chanchar. Arced it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. And now let's Let's take a look at the scoring breakdown tonight as divided up between the starters and the reserves for the Nuggets. And the 76ers with some changes. Andre Drummond comes in for Embiid, and it's Edwards in for Oubre. And a switch here also for Denver. Gordon's checked in. And here's Lowry. Still no points. Oh, Jordan with the block.
Hey, get that weak stuff out of here. Take it home. Jordan is fantastic at rejecting those kinds of shots.
Here's Council. The Sixers with another miss. Nuggets trail by 10. And Kyle Lowry is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. One constant in the NBA, Clark, the constant movement of players.
Yeah, and I think you've got to try to look at the positive side of that, the freedom that players have to play where they choose to play in many cases. I think that's the right of any employee to be able to go where they feel they can best optimize their individual and team situations. I think it allows teams to rebuild on the fly and get competitive more quickly. And I like that aspect of it. I don't like to see it overwhelming a season, but I do like the fact that players have that option and that freedom.
And here's Gordon from the arc. Drills it from deep. And the 76ers lead by 12.
You know, Gordon has always been a guy who could knock down the three, and his attempts increased significantly, though, when he headed to Houston, and he is rock solid from deep.
Denver is shooting efficiently, 50% so far. Stolen by Lowry. Edwards with it. Checked by Gordon. And Edwards, here we go. Comes up empty down low. Nuggets trail by 14. Out to Gordon. Lets it go from deep. The rebound by Lowry. Philadelphia's gone only 1 of 3 from deep here in the third. Inside. And the jam by Drummond.
Few players get more dunks than Drummond. He's a center who plays like a traditional center, looking to throw it down every chance he gets.
Basket counts.
Another shot right in the lane. That's been their MO this evening.
Up top, Gordon. Pass to Edwards. Tries the spin move. Going inside and blocked. That one goes careening off the glass. All right, let's go to the leaderboard and see the top passing teams last season. The Nuggets third.
Well, I thought this team last season was a team that had some beautiful dimes. I mean, they would spread the floor with their ball movement and spacing and player movement. It was a beautiful thing to watch. Nice passes leading to baskets.
Tyson, he's checked in for the Nuggets. Pickett comes in for Westbrook. Here's Pickett. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got rebound number 5 here tonight. There's 42 seconds left in the third quarter. And Drummond with the jam.
You know, Drummond always looks like he's trying to tear the basket down when he dunks.
Najee sets a screen for 3. Gordon. Rebound by the 76ers. Council's got 4 rebounds in the game.
And they're up considerably because of their efforts on the glass.
Yeah, rebounding has been a big key in this one. They've asserted their will and have taken control on the glass.
Philadelphia shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
Good on both.
And really strong at the line since the break.
No misses yet. You can't do much better than that, guys.
Murray's shot is good.
Well, you don't like to see Murray get on this kind of a roll if you're defending him now because he's creative, and once he gets going, it's hard to slow him down.
He hits the back iron and sinks it. Maxi's got 14 points for the game.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
Yeah, I love the fact he doesn't play the score. He just keeps coming, attack mode. He doesn't know how to step off the gas pedal.
Yeah. And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same for the first 3 quarters. Philadelphia leading by 19. On the court for the Nuggets. Gordon and Jokic together in the middle. Brown and Porter Jr. at the 2 and the 3. And it's Murray in at the 1.
Hey, we've seen Maxey take the big jump. Now he's one of the game's best scorers.
He is just so deadly from out there. You expect that to fall.
That one falls. 8 of 10 and scoring with confidence.
Tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
Offensive rebound, McCain. Down low. And Embiid throws it down.
You know, with his size and offensive versatility, the defense really has its hands full with Embiid.
1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Outside Murray. Back to Gordon. There's the 3. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Embiid's got rebound number 7 tonight. Maxey with it. Checked by Murray. For 3, George. And that one goes. He's now recorded his 5th bucket in 8 tries.
Seems effortless for George, that quick release of his.
Gordon outside. They need this. Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball.
Sixers ball.
If you're looking for ways to help your team, that's last on the list.
Hey, that's crazy there. I mean, insanity. At least wait until you get across half court. My goodness.
Launches a 3. And another miss by Denver.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
Back to Oubre. Pass to Embiid. Shoots from the line. Denver grabs the miss. Milwaukee will be traveling to face them after this game. That game marks the start of a 4-game homestand for the club. George outside. Well, Grant, with this new media deal, more broadcasters for the NBA.
You're right, B.A., and the league benefits economically. Hopefully, more innovation on the broadcast side, too, and a chance to even reach new fans as well.
Murray for 3. Joel Embiid with the board. Embiid's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. George passes to Oubre.
You have to be kidding me.
Wow, that's how you take things into your own hands.
Yeah, he wanted credit for the basket and the assist on that one.
Jokic with a screen on Maxey. And it's Murray off the drive. Pass to Brown. Back to Porter. Here's Brown. Shoots over Maxey. Off the left rim and out.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
You know, guys, no denying it's been a rough patch here. I think they've got to run whatever is best in their playbook to get a good shot.
Back to Oubre. 6 to shoot. Driving to the basket. Gordon pulls it in.
Not really the best decision. I mean, get the easy 2, for sure 2. No need to make it fancy and special.
Here's Murray. Ooh, making his presence felt here. He's now 6 for 9 in this game.
Hey, that's really good, positive offense from Murray. Knows exactly what he's going to do before the ball even gets there. That's shot preparation, folks.
Pass to Maxey. Late clock, the Sixers need to put one up here. Embiid can't hit. The Nuggets have got 1 out of 6 shots to fall in this final quarter. Not ideal.
And what a complete performance we saw from them. A dominant win in every way for the 76ers.
And everything seemed to go their way today. They were firing on all cylinders, Grant.
Yeah, B.A., this was the kind of performance you relish as a player. Just a very impressive win.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year.
And with this victory, they managed to avoid the embarrassment of getting totally swept in this season series.
Yeah, you know what? And that may not seem big, but it's huge. There's a big difference between dropping 2 out of 3 as opposed to getting blank 3-zip.
And even the opposing fans can't deny this was a sensational game for Tyrese Maxey.
A quality offensive outing when you get it going like he did, I'll tell you, it's one of the best feelings in basketball. And not often we get treated to a solo alley-oop.
Takes precision timing for sure.
Tell you what, the coach's heart was in his throat, and he was in shock and awe. But now he's got a big smile on his face.
And it's Jokic missing. And Maxi's got the ball here for the Philadelphia 76ers. They've allowed just 7 points here in the fourth. Stripped away. Murray for three. Fires in the triple.
And his fantastic performance from the last game has carried over to tonight.
And you know that's how it goes with him. I mean, his hot streaks, guys, don't last minutes, they last days.
And the defense has no one to blame but themselves. They just let him get right to the rim.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.